I think boxing-wise, he's going to give Canelo fits. Don't believe he can hurt Canelo. Just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful.
Things just need to be left unsaid. I understand he's articulating like his point of view, like, look, this is all natural work. We're just working hard at it. We're doing X, Y, Z.
You always wonder, will people say that, no, Canelo was going down and he had had enough, that there might be an excuse for that.
Stephen A. Smith pointed out Canelo Alvarez's noticeably bigger build as he prepares to face Terence Crawford, suggesting that the size difference could play a major role in the fight. While Smith praised Crawford as the more skilled boxer, he cautioned that if Crawford fails to generate enough power to hurt Canelo, the matchup could become very difficult for him. His comments underline the concern that Canelo's physical advantage might heavily influence the outcome of this much-anticipated showdown.
I think my initial reaction would be to say that I think that Crawford would be the superior boxer, as great as Canelo is, as seasoned as he is, with 65 fights, if I recall, on his record. I think boxing-wise, he's going to give Canelo fits. Don't believe he can hurt Canelo. Just believe that Crawford hasn't been in the ring with anybody this powerful. Again, Crawford is the superior boxer. But if he can't hurt Canelo, you can't keep him off of him. He says it's a legacy fight, and he believes he can do the same, and he wants to do the same against a fighter the caliber of Canelo Alvarez, which is why we haven't really seen him in the ring against anybody else. Fortunately, that's the business of boxing. He's a victim of it, not a victim.
Eddie Reynoso, the longtime trainer of Canelo Alvarez, has responded to the ongoing allegations linking him to performance-enhancing substances in boxing. Over the years, Reynoso has faced claims that fighters under his guidance may have used banned substances, but he has strongly rejected these accusations. He explained that athletes, including Canelo, are responsible for their own nutrition and dietary plans, and he does not interfere in those areas. Reynoso emphasized that, especially ahead of the Crawford fight, such rumors tend to resurface whenever a boxer shows noticeable physical changes or improved performances. He stressed that his role is centered on coaching, sharpening skills, and preparing fighters mentally, while distancing himself from any involvement with supplements or nutrition programs.
Reynoso says, starting now, I'll be working 100% with a team that I can supervise. I've let the boxers who have come to me to train have their own nutrition team. So all of these fighters popping because of their nutrition team. Eddie Reynoso is guilty by association. So you have to clear the shit up. That's what I was saying about Victor Conte when he came with his transparency. I'm doing the same now with Eddie Reynoso. He knows he has to clean that shit up. I suggest to Eddie Reynoso, if you're going to be 100% in control of the nutrition team, join Snacks. They got hyper-exfoliated, futuristic, hyperbolic chambers. Get Nello on Snack. Hey, brother, Nello on Snack with the futuristic 1.121 gigawatt, brother, please.
Although Eddie Reynoso has worked with multiple fighters, 7, according to some reports, who tested positive during their careers, he insists this has no connection to Canelo Alvarez. Reynoso stressed that every situation should be judged on its own, as fighters themselves are ultimately accountable for what they consume. When it comes to Canelo, Reynoso explained that he has always followed a strict, clean program and has been highly cautious about everything he eats or any supplements he uses.
Boxing corruption at its absolute finest, but how does it connect to Eddie Reynoso and Canelo team? So Rodriguez Jr. failed his test after the Galal fight. He set the record for the most punches landed in that fight. It even prompted people like Sonny Edwards during the fight to say, this is weird. And yet, he will not be punished. In fact, he'll be kind of rewarded because he's going to get ordered an immediate rematch for the WBC belt. The only thing he's got to do is have a 12-month probation period with random testing. Now, WB are doing this because they have ruled it proven unintentional use. It just so happened he took stuff that was extremely beneficial to his conditioning. Here is the WBC official statement. Feel free to pause this and read it. But what's it got to do with these two fine gentlemen? Well, Rodriguez Jr. is part of Canelo team, and he was rumoured to be managed by Eddie Reynoso. Eddie Reynoso since came out and said, no, I don't manage him, blah, 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 and he distanced himself. Now, why that's important is because Eddie Reynoso has been connected to, I think now, 6 or 7 fighters who have all failed their drugs tests. The rumour around town, now this is just a rumour, and definitely not true, is that these two may have smoothed things over with the WBC, maybe used their position of power to get Rodriguez Jr. a bit of a lenient sentence, put it that way. Again, that's not true, I've just completely made that up. But what is unbelievable is a fighter nowadays can actually fail a drugs test and not be punished whatsoever. In fact, can be rewarded. Unbelievable.
Terence Crawford's strength and conditioning coach has issued a fiery prediction ahead of the blockbuster showdown with Canelo Alvarez. Speaking with confidence, he claimed that Crawford is going to beat Canelo down and assured that the entire camp is fully prepared for the challenge. His remarks reflect the strong belief within Team Crawford that their fighters' power, conditioning, and relentless work ethic will be enough to neutralize Canelo's size and veteran experience. The coach explained that their training has been carefully designed, focusing equally on strength and endurance to match Canelo in every aspect. These bold statements have only intensified the hype, as fans continue to debate whether Crawford's power will truly carry up in weight against a proven champion like Canelo.
Listen, I get a lot of texts asking how I'm doing, how camp is going, so I figured I could just put it up in one post. So I'm in the mountains. This dude's about to beat the brakes off Canelo and be the greatest boxer of all time, and I get to play a part in it. All is well, truly well. We good. I'm good. I'm real good.
Some experts suggest that the size of the ring could play a crucial role in this matchup. In a full-sized ring, Crawford would have the space to showcase his footwork, speed, and tactical movement to keep Canelo from closing in. History has shown that Canelo tends to struggle against opponents who maintain distance and use constant lateral movement, something that was evident in his loss to Dmitry Bivol. Fighters who make Canelo chase rather than engage in close exchanges often throw off his rhythm. If the ring dimensions favor mobility, Crawford's ability to control the tempo and dictate the action could rise significantly. On the other hand, if Canelo manages to cut off the ring quickly, the contest could turn into a much more physical battle.
The ring is standard size. I think Bud beats his ass all around the ring for 12 rounds. If Canelo want to come forward and get the whooping, that's what he going to get. But that's the thing. In that last Skull fight, he didn't want to take the fight to Skull. So if Canelo don't come to fight, I don't want to see Crawford stand in the middle of the ring and take that type of risk. Because Crawford, he talk about retirement, but he can still go on after this. So he ain't got to take that punishment. He can run it back with him. I don't want Crawford forced into a dog fight with Canelo. No, I think he going to whoop his ass off 12 rounds.
Veteran sports commentator Jim Gray shared his thoughts on the upcoming clash, describing it as a showdown between two fighters with remarkable legacies. He applauded Canelo Alvarez for maintaining success across several weight classes, while also crediting Terence Crawford for dominating his own division. Gray's even-handed view reflects the high regard both boxers hold in the sport. He emphasized that this fight goes beyond championships, it's a battle for legacy, with each man striving to cement his place in boxing history.
I think we want to see the best fight the best. And even though there's been a difference in weight divisions here, I think that, people clamor for big names and big fights and guys who are great to fight each other. So being for the institution, and I am for the institution of boxing, I think Canelo has been great for boxing, and I think Terence Crawford has been great for boxing. So how this is going to play out exactly, I don't know. Terence Crawford is older, and Canelo has, twice as many rounds? So I don't know how that combination ends up. The weight difference. Canelo's going to be a bigger man and a bigger frame and coming up in that weight. So I think it's just going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. And it's going to be at the Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play. And it's going to be filled up. And we're going to have a huge, huge night for boxing for the world to see.
One follow-up. Do you feel like Terence Crawford has the style to cause Canelo problems?
Does he have the style to what?
Cause Canelo problems.
Terence Crawford's a great fighter. Terence Crawford can give anybody problems. Whether or not he will, I don't have that crystal ball. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Renowned coach Abel Sanchez has voiced serious doubts about Crawford's chances, stressing the significant size gap between the two fighters. Sanchez explained that weight divisions exist for a reason. While skill is vital, natural size and strength carry equal importance. He believes Canelo's power in his own weight class presents a huge challenge for Crawford, who is stepping up to face him. In Sanchez's view, even with Crawford's exceptional talent, Overcoming such a physical disadvantage will be extremely difficult.
As everybody has opinions, and my opinion is that I think Canelo will be too big for him. I think Crawford needed a little more seasoning, a little more seasoning of his weight, that is. He's had a year and hasn't had really any fights against those caliber fighters. The last fight he had a 154-pounder, moved up one division and had a difficult time in a way that he wasn't dominating as he did in the lower divisions. And you talk about a guy in Canelo who's really only bad outing was at the Bivol fight. And Bivol, when I first talked about that fight, when they asked me, Bivol is a Gennady Golovkin just 15 pounds heavier. Same skills, maybe not the punching power, but very skilled. So anybody below 75, Canelo is dominated easily. You know, after the fifth or sixth round, it seems to be sparring sessions for him. So I think that he does very well, and I think he wears Crawford out and wins a going-away decision. Crawford is an all-time great, obviously, but there's weight divisions, you know.
Definitely as well. Abel, I'll leave it there, but I'll leave you with the final words. Any final words for the fans waiting to see you in the corner on Saturday night, my friend?
I'm very happy to be back. I retired.
Iconic ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr. weighed in, noting that in high-level fights like this, the naturally larger fighter usually holds the upper hand, giving Canelo Alvarez an advantage on paper. However, he also observed that Canelo hasn't appeared as dominant in some of his recent bouts, which could create an opportunity for Crawford. Lennon's balanced view highlights that while size plays a key role, recent performances and tactical execution may ultimately determine who walks away with the victory.
Super fight in September, how do you see that fight playing out? Who are you leaning towards? Who wins that fight?
Yeah, I tell you, you know, I tend to always think the naturally bigger fighter is going to have an advantage. I'm just, you know, with the Crawford moving up, you know, he was a 135-pound champion. They had 40, you know, a fantastic champion. 47 then, and then 54 is 68 too much. You know, that's really a big jump. But I tell you, a lot of people I respect just say, no, he's going to be favored on that.
Wow.
So I don't know what to say, but, you know, Canelo's a great fighter and a smart fighter, and, you know, two fighters in the pound for pound best, you know, getting it on. That's nice for boxing.
And if Crawford is successful, where would you place him in the all-time greats? Does he belong in the top 10, or you've seen so many fighters come across?
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to say. But certainly he should be considered. He should be in that discussion. And people could argue that either way for a while. But, yeah, if he does it, you know, you always wonder, will people say that, no, Canelo was going down and he had had enough? That there might be an excuse for that. So, you know, we'll see. But it'd be quite a feat if he does beat Canelo. That'd be amazing.
Shakur Stevenson, the undefeated and highly skilled champion, has voiced strong confidence in Terence Crawford's abilities. He praised Crawford as the best in his division and believes his elite skill set is more than enough to handle a bigger, stronger opponent like Canelo Alvarez. Stevenson's words carry weight, given his own proven talent and credibility in the sport. His remarks highlight the respect Crawford commands among top-level fighters and strengthen the argument that size alone won't determine the winner. Many in the boxing world share this sentiment, viewing Crawford as a legitimate threat despite the size gap, making this clash one of the most compelling and highly anticipated matchups in boxing today.
When you first heard about this idea, when you first heard about it, what did you think of this idea of Bud going up to 68 to fight Canelo?
I ain't gonna lie, I've been putting it out since, I want to say, when he fought Sean Porter. Like back then, if you go watch, it's an interview out there. I had said I think that Terence Crawford would beat Canelo Alvarez right after he fought Sean Porter. So the idea, I've been thinking about it. I've been saying it before Bud even was saying it.
Why were you saying it then? Like that was what, a few years ago? Was he 160 or 168 at that point? But why did you believe then that was the right fight? Because
I just knew, like, as far as in that weight class, Terence Crawford is like the greatest. So I just feel as though with Canelo's style and like the style of boxing that he got, I think and this is before Bivol did it, but I thought like Terence Crawford was the only guy who I felt as though could have beat Canelo with his style.
It's So tell me if you think I'm wrong here. Like, I might have been more confident after the Spence fight when he threw a lot of right hands in that fight, was aggressive. Against Madrimov, he didn't throw a lot of right hands in that fight. And I've been saying for years that the only way to beat Canelo Alvarez, throw right hands. Gennady Golovkin did it, almost beat him, should have beat him the first time around. Dmitry Bivol did it in their fight. Other guys tend to try to jab him to death. I don't think you can win fights jabbing against Canelo Alvarez.
I disagree with you.
That's not surprising at all.
Former world champion Sean Porter shared detailed insights on Terence Crawford's recent physical transformation ahead of his clash with Canelo Alvarez. After seeing Crawford up close, Porter observed that his legs looked particularly strong, thick, and well-balanced, clear evidence of focused lower body training. He noted that Crawford's added weight appeared evenly distributed, with no imbalance between his upper and lower body, reflecting disciplined conditioning and nutrition. Porter further highlighted that, despite the increase in size, Crawford's speed and agility remained sharp, an impressive achievement when moving up in weight. In Porter's opinion, combining that quickness with newfound strength could be a key advantage against Canelo, especially if Crawford uses movement to neutralize the Mexican champion's size and power. His assessment reinforces the notion that Crawford's camp has followed a calculated and well-structured plan to maximize performance on fight night.
Now, you guys, one reason you give Crawford a good chance at winning this fight is talking about Canelo has to have his feet set to deliver his power shots. Crawford making him pick his feet up. At 38 years old, putting on 14 pounds to go from 54 to 68, 38 years old, do you think his legs will be able to have the advantage that people that are picking him and thinking he could win this fight, will they have the advantage that they believe he will have at 38, putting on 14 pounds to those legs?
I looked at my business partner Malcolm while we were there. I said, "Yo, look at his legs." He said, "Yeah." He said, "Yeah." I said, "They're thick. They're in shape. They look very strong." If anybody out there that want to act funny about what I just said, that's my job as a former athlete, as an analyst. I have to analyze everything, right? So I have to analyze how's his weight now distributed across your body.
His body, right?
Is it distributed a little too much right here in the midsection? Are the legs too thick? And now I'm not seeing the muscle pop and things of that nature. The dude is doing all of the right things. They have something called the incline in Colorado Springs. So just in case you don't know, Colorado Springs is about 6,000, a little bit more than 6,000 feet in the air, right? So it's above the altitude. I don't know where Vegas is. Vegas is around 1,000, I believe.
A growing number of boxing fans believe Terence Crawford will dominate Canelo Alvarez, with some even dismissing the matchup as anything but a 50-50th fight. This perception has sparked what many consider to be disrespect toward Canelo's legacy. His supporters remind critics that Canelo is still the greatest Mexican fighter of his generation, a multi-division champion who has faced some of the biggest names in the sport. While Crawford's talent is undeniable, writing off Canelo ignores his proven record against top-level opponents. That's why this fight is about more than just belts, it's also about respect, and whether it will be restored or redefined within the boxing world.
So look, I'm going to get my prediction. I don't want this video to be long. So typically my videos be like 20, 25 minutes long. I get deep on this shit. I'm going to keep it real. I think y'all are out of your fucking minds. Y'all are out of your fucking minds. Look, if you want to say, I think Bud Crawford has the opportunity to win this fight, don't count him out. I don't disagree with that at all. I would say don't never count Bud out. I would say that. Never count Bud out. If y'all say this is a 50-50 fight, I'm not mad at that at all. Yeah. You think it's a 50-50 fight? Y'all, people are saying it's not even going to be a 50-50 fight. That Canelo is going to get smoked. And I think y'all are out of your fucking minds. Canelo needs to walk out to Roy Jones. You must have forgot. Y'all, this is arguably not only the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, but this is arguably one of the greatest fighters ever. And y'all are acting like Canelo is some kind of fucking pushover. Like he's some kind of stepping stone. I've never seen nothing like it. I have never seen a boxer so accomplished get shitted on in every fucking prediction video I'm seeing. It's madness. My prediction right now, Canelo wins this fight. I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. Y'all got shit fucked up. Yeah, y'all, bro, Canelo wins this fight.